said, like our top six is great. I mean, the acquisition of Eric Stahl is obviously great. I think that's only going to help Jeff Skinner. I like the idea of getting Sam Reinhart away from Jack Eichel. I know they have great chemistry together, but if you want to see, my biggest gripe with the Sabres is if you want to pay Sam Reinhart, which I do want them to pay him, I think he's a great player. You need to see him away from Jack to like really see his value. So I think they're going to allow him to do that. Obviously, Hall is the big fish in the pond that we were able to somehow get to Buffalo. I still don't really know how we got it done. I think obviously the relationship with Ralph Kruger and then playing with Jack is obviously insane. Jack's one of the best players in the NHL. The bottom six is still a bit concerning. Um, it's tough because I think Dylan Cousins is going to have a good year. I think Tage Thompson's going to have a good year. Gergensons, they just announced today he's out for the year, so that's going to be a little bit hurt defensively.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, it all comes down to if one of your younger players like Cousins, Thompson, Middlestat, whoever it may be, can step up and do what Olofsson did last year in a shortened season, provide that secondary scorer, which we've been lacking for 5-6 years now. And then defensively, I'm a little concerned. You brought back the same exact decor as last year, which wasn't great as is. The only hope you have with that is that if Rasmus Dahlin and Henry Okiaru take that leap, that next step that everyone's expecting, you're going to be able to make up for some of the bad play of a Jake McCabe or Rasmus Ristolainen. And they had to bring in some other guys like Matt Irwin, who has playoff experience as a solid defenseman that you can throw in every third, fourth game just to mix it up. But Linus Ullmark's the key to the season for the Sabres. There's no other way around it. If he plays great and stands on his head like he's shown little flashes of, I think the Sabres are going to be a playoff team. If he plays average or below average and you have to turn to Carter Hutton more, it's just not going to work. Not in the new aligned division that they're in. It's probably the toughest one. It's even tougher than the one they were in. I mean, the other one I would have said that Sabres 100% make the playoffs. You play Ottawa, Montreal, all these other like bad teams. I mean, they've played Toronto good the past few years. Now you add Carolina, you add the Islanders, you add all these really good teams. Or excuse me, not Carolina, the Penguins, the Capitals, all these other teams. And if Allmark doesn't play well, like it's going to be no matter how many goals Eichel, Hall, whoever can score, like we can't stop the puck and play good defensively. We're in for another long year, but I'm excited. It's the most that I've felt in a long time. But then again, the Sabres won 10 games a few years ago and then ripped my heart and soul out of my chest. So we'll see.
Well, luckily we only have 56 games, so if we go on a 10-game win streak this year, we have a lot less games to completely collapse and fall out of the playoff spot. But yeah, I share the same concern about defense and goaltending. I like Linus Ullmark a lot. I was impressed with him last year. Unfortunately, Hutton was completely, abysmal last year.
Well, at least he got eye surgery, so he could see the puck now.
Really.
He did. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the same, like you said about the defense, we brought the same. We have pretty much the same exact group of guys back, but I think it's about time we just finally unleash Rasmus Dahlin. I feel like we've kind of had him on a leash, his first couple of years, which is fair. But I think it's time to just let him just be a top minutes guy instead of giving your top minutes to Ristolainen. And McCabe has gotten a lot of minutes as well because he's played alongside of Risto for a lot of times. And just let Dahlin go eat up a ton of minutes and give less minutes to, the other guys. Same with Jokiharju too. I like Jokiharju a lot, and he's still very young.
But that was the only trade that Jason Botterill actually did well.
Yeah, he did very well in that trade. I was surprised that he pulled that one off. And I don't know if you caught the scrimmage the other night, but Tage Thompson looked very good. Granted, he was playing alongside Taylor Hall, but he still looked very good. So hopefully he's going to bring some bottom six scoring. And hopefully Cody Eakin too. I know some of his analytical numbers don't look great, but he's at least defensively. I know they said he's a pretty he can put the puck in that a little bit for a bottom six guy. So hopefully he can contribute there. But yeah, I'm excited as well. The division's really tough though, like you said. In a normal year, I would have liked our chances of making the playoffs a lot more because not only is there the division slots, but there's also the wild cards. So you don't have to just be top four in your own division. You can, you could pick up a wild card spot as well. But yeah, essentially replacing teams like Ottawa, who we would have been better than, Montreal, who I think we would have been better than, and replacing them with Pittsburgh, Washington, Islanders, Rangers. It's gonna be tough, but yeah, I think they're at the very least gonna be very fun to watch. It's hard to have Jack Eichel and Taylor Hall and not be fun to watch, especially them playing together. And I think Jeff Skinner has a resurgent season as well, playing with Eric Stahl and probably Sam Reinhart as well, splitting him and Eichel up. So yeah, should be a fun season, but we'll probably get into more of that next week when
we got Saps, right?
Yeah.
Talk about Saps.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. When we talk about Saps, I'll probably have a big opinion.
Yeah.
And the Royal Blue. Can't forget the Royal Blue.
Gotta love the Royal Blue. And then that's worst case scenario. If we are bad, at least we're gonna look good doing it. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, like I said, Allmark's he's gotta be the guy. Locker room, the whole veteran locker room presence, like I like the idea, but if you can't win with Eric Stahl, Hall, Oposo, Eakin, Colin Miller, all these guys who have been in the playoffs, and now they're bringing more like locker room culture guys. If you can't win, then like I don't know, it's just tough. I know their division's tough, but I still think they got to finish top 4, especially with Eichel and Hall, like you said. There's no way you shouldn't. That's the expectation you should have.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, they didn't go out and sign Taylor Hall to miss the playoffs. They know that they have to get there to impress Jack Eichel, because obviously we know he's getting a little fed up with the losing. Yeah. And I don't blame him one bit.
I'm hoping Taylor Hall is good, because if we re-sign him, obviously I think we're gonna be good. If we don't re-sign him, the shirt I currently have on right now is a big waist. I got the one from Barstool Sports with the Jack Eichel, Taylor Hall, like stepbrothers thing going on.
That's fantastic.
So, if he doesn't re-sign, it's going to look really bad on my part. But, it is what it is. That was a cool shirt. Couldn't pass up the opportunity.
Well, hey, you made it this far. Hey, you might as well give us a like, or you might as well subscribe too. Please?
Please?